Hi, it's 314 Reactor here, and today we are again looking at Unreal Tournament because of course we are. Now this time we are looking at Unreal Tournament 99, but we have transferred some of the settings that we did last week from UT 2004. So this is now running with DLC Sharpen, Optical Flow, RTGI, but now also we have Regrade, Solaris, and Depth of Field on top of it as well. So I copied over a lot of the settings of Solaris and Regrade, but I had to tweak them a little bit alongside the RTGI because this runs in DirectX 11 thanks to the DX11 patch, links in the description. We can also enable image-based lighting intensity and dynamic sky color as well. So this should have a few more fancy settings. We also have the HD weapons back on there, the proper 3.1 release, I believe, because I forgot to reinstall them on my new computer. So now we have the proper Unreal HD textures and the Unreal weapon skins as well. There's also been a new release of the overall textures that I didn't know about, 3.5. Link in the description to grab those as well. So that, alongside the DirectX 11 renderer, updated textures, and reshade means we can take the game from looking like this to what it originally used to look like, this. Or close enough. The DirectX 11 renderer adds in screen space reflections, bump mapping, screen space ambient occlusion, which we've disabled for now because that's being handled by RTGI instead, and it enables a few other quality of life things. So again, in the description, go check that out. But this is what it looks like without any reshade, and then we bang on all the reshade, and boom. So a combination of so many things running here, and we can take Unreal Tournament from a rather old looking game to a bit more of a modern looking game. The real thing that we found out last week was that Solaris adds a lot to the lighting. So if we face this light here, we turn off Solaris and then back on, you can see it adds just a little bit of extra glow to it. And then if we turn off RTGI, it disables all of the ray traced based ambient occlusion and also the global illumination, so there's a lot of extra glow that gives to it. And of course Solaris just adds to that by enhancing that lighting a bit more. We'll see a bit better example of that later. Regrade then changes a lot of the color spaces and settings to just give it a bit more of a grittier look. It also gets some of the brightness under control. So if you just turn on RTGI, it can make things a little bit too bright sometimes when it's adding in so much detail. So Regrade I think just brings that really nicely into the gritty look of Unreal Tournament, and Solaris just adding in that really nice bloom and haze. And then DLC Sharpen there, just really taking those textures, sharpening them up really nicely. We've got quite a strong effect of that. You can see especially on the ground there and on the wall. It just takes those really nice HD textures and enhances them even further. So we'll see an even better example here actually with these lights. So as we turn off Solaris, and then we turn off Regrade, and then we turn off RTGI. So you can see each of these things working on their own, and then DLC Sharpen off. And then there's no depth of field happening at the moment. We can switch that off as well. And then as we slowly switch them all back on, this is DLC on its own. Again, look at that texture on the right and on the gun. Really enhancing that. Looks really nice and doesn't over sharpen. It's a very clever shader. And then RTGI on, adding all that extra lovely global illumination, ambient occlusion. And then Regrade on its own, just giving it that nice gritty look that Unreal Tournament has, and just really enhancing that lighting as well. And then Solaris on its own, just giving some extra glow to those lights, some extra hazy bloom, really brings those lights to life. I mean, you have the like Coronas here, I think they're called, the like fake old school lighting, and then you got the brand new Solaris, boom. I was tempted to try and turn these off actually, but then they give such a unique look to Unreal Tournament that I think we should keep them in. And then we turn them all back on one at a time. DLC Sharpen, RTGI, Regrade, Solaris, and then Depth of Field. And here we go. So I think this kind of does similar to what it did for UT 2004 we found out last week, where it kind of brings the game up to look a bit more modern. It looks a bit more like UT3 sort of, but without the sort of bottom of a Coke bottle post-processing shader effects. It's a lot sharper, it's a lot better, and I think that enhances the look quite nicely. Not too bright, not too dark, adds in lovely shading where it's meant to be. Makes everything look really, really nice and tight, and then alongside all of the DirectX 11 stuff, oh yeah, just really brings up that image quality. So nice, especially how it darkens these hallways this bit down here. Just makes that lighting model look a lot more realistic relative to how realistic Unreal Tournament is anyway. Let's go and take a look at another map and do some comparisons. Check out a bit of Tempest by old Cliff Bleszinski. Oh yes, I believe this was one of the levels on the demo, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, look at the lighting in here. Check this out. Let's turn all that reshade off. Oh man. So these textures, 4K textures for the environment, the characters, and for the weapon skins here are so nice. They're so well done. And just adding that extra bit of DLC sharpening to them just brings them to life. It looks so good. The work they've done is fantastic. I can't imagine how much effort went into making these textures and to just enhance them just a little bit more, just to give it that little extra tweak. And you can see also the lighting on the gun there just really brings the whole engine up to scratch. It looks beautiful. And we see what's happening if we go to the lighting channel. So you can see it's adding tons of lighting in the distance. This corner, ambient occlusion here, around here, shadowing up there, shadow down there, extra shadowing on the gun, the ambient color red there on the gun as well, and then the normal channel. It's getting all that normal data from the engine. Smooth normals as well, so it enhances how it can apply the lighting over that. Sort of go through the individual settings and turn it all off. So Solaris off, Regrade off, and then RTGI off, and then DLC Sharpen off. So sharpening back on, global illumination on, just adding that extra, all that extra lighting information in there, just to more realistically light the scene, and then Regrade, just to really bring that color, really keep that grit, and then Solaris, just for that extra lighting and bloom, and boom. Really, really nice. And these are some really beautiful textures here as well. Again, the DLC sharpening just enhances that even further. Now, I'm not an expert in imagery or photography or anything, so some of these settings could be really bad. I've just literally tweaked these things to the point where I think they look good. So they are in the description. There should be a link to Pastebin where the Reshade.ini and the Reshade preset.ini have all the details, so you can copy this into your own Unreal Tournament installation. There's also links to all of the fantastic textures, the DirectX 11 renderer, and some other things down there as well. So go check that out in the description. And yeah, let's check out another map. Oh man, this looks so good, and the frame rate is still pretty damn good as well. Let's get time demo statistics up. So we're running about 70, 80 FPS, and without the setting on, we're running at full refresh pretty much. Bearing in mind this is a 4090 at 4K, so if you have a graphics card that's not quite as heavy duty and you are running at 4K, having on these settings will impact your frame rate quite a bit, and obviously frame rate is quite important in Unreal Tournament. So that's something to bear in mind. Luckily, if you're running at a lower resolution, it should be okay, and the base game isn't too heavy duty, even with the DX11 renderer. The only other thing to keep in mind is that the extra textures will take up more VRAM in DirectX 11 mode if you're using the DDS textures, and if you're not using DirectX 11, I think they'll use system memory, and there's a limit to how much memory the game can use, so that can cause issues as well. So the more you mod this game, the more technically complex it can get under the hood. but it still seems to be holding up well, thanks to the work done by the community. What's funny though is that I've seen in the GeForce Experience overlay is that you can see about 25% GPU usage without Reshade on, and then when you turn Reshade on it goes up to about 99%, and I can actually hear the fans spinning up on my graphics card. All this Reshade is definitely adding hell of a workload to the GPU, given it's a 2022 graphics card versus a 1999 game. I imagine if we turned off VSync, we would see the FPS go way above refresh to like 300 FPS or something, like the engine limit currently set in the INI, and then turning Reshade on would bring it down to 7080. That would really give you an idea of how much it's impacted the performance. And here we can see the depth of field, which is, again, really nice. I probably have the setting a bit too high. I think I said in my last video, I probably have it way too high, but you know what? I like it. Like I said, I don't really understand photography or anything like that. I just kind of crank everything up, and I just love that bokeh effect. Oh, it's so nice. High resolution skins here as well. Look at another old favorite, Peake. I've seen this map quite a few times before, but oh my god, every single time these parallax occlusion mapped floors look great. And with that reshade on as well, look at the difference that makes to the lighting, the atmosphere, the textures. I think I've got it to a point where it all complements each other quite nicely. And we may have to switch off bots in a bit to truly appreciate it. Oh man. There we go. There we go. Again, more HD textures there on the character models. Oh yeah. Still running smoothly. Not gone below 60 FPS. 16 bots is quite a lot for this level. So it's a bit chaotic. Oh, just look at all that lighting flying around as well. Oh man, this game is so much fun. Sometimes it's hard to make a video because it's just so much fun. And a couple of years ago, having RTGI on and all these other settings would take the frame rate really far down at 4K. But now with the 4090 power in it, it's giving me a really good frame rate. So let's load the map up with no bots. So one thing I've found with the Solaris shader is that it really makes skyboxes look a lot better, as we can see there with the effect off and then back on. It even hides some of the imperfections in the skybox, but it also makes the light look a little bit more better from the sun there, a little bit more depth to it. And on these wood textures here, DLC sharpening working nicely. And this room here, which is quite possibly my favorite room, with a nice red piece of armor there. So this is with all the reshade stuff on and then off. Man, that's crazy. That is crazy. If we just go right a little bit to get that sun in there. And boom, back on. So we can actually have a look at some of the detailed settings here. So we've got RTGI, full on ray length. We got extended ray length multiplier. Amount of rays to 6. Couldn't quite crank this up to 20 this time, as it would bring the frame rate down too much. But 6 seems to add a little bit of extra quality of the image. 40 steps per ray. Z thickness is at 40. Material roughness is at 70. Filter sharpness 30. Sky color saturation at max. Sky color ambient mix is at 50. Sky color intensity is at 75. Ambient occlusion intensity is quite high because we wanted quite a bit of ambient occlusion in this. Bounce light intensity at 4.7. Image light base intensity is at 0.12 because that is a really sensitive setting. As you can see, if we crank it right up, it goes nuts. ASCG color space and sRGB input. I think they just make the colors look a little better, so I have those on. 4.8 shading on. Then we go down to Solaris. Has a few changes here. A bit less haziness, bit of log exposure bias. Bloom intensity has been upped a little bit. We've also got high resolution input as well. And DOF we have quite strong here as well. The main part of this is the hyperfocal depth distance, which is sort of when it starts to kick in. So when you go close to objects, you can see it kind of blur the background there. And you can make it blur further or closer you are to objects. So I have it there so I can show off the blur quite nicely. And then of course we've got the optical flow, which I think the RTGI is using with the preprocessor definition of use motion vectors to use information from previous frames, I believe, to add to the construction of the current frame. Regrade, we've got levels, special transforms, adjustments, and calibration on. You can set these in all different order of operations. I've got it in this order. There may be a better way to do it. I don't know. And then you set the specific details down here for each of those. So the first one is levels. So I've adjusted the black level in and made it a little bit darker just to bring the lighting under control so it's not too bright. And then special transforms, added a bit of bleach bypass, changed a bit of the luma and chroma values just to try and make things look a little bit more how I wanted, and to try and keep the sort of visual look of Unreal Tournament but enhance it as well. And adjustments next, which is where I've just turned the filmic gamma down a little bit and the saturation down just a touch there. Color temperature, which I've adjusted just a little bit as well. We can even try and add in some vignette here. Whoa! That's quite strong. Let's bring that way out. Yeah, I mean, you could add that in, but it's just kind of a little bit extra on the side. Just the scale, the shape of the vignette, blurriness of the vignette. As that just kind of darkening to the outside there. We'll leave that on for now, actually. That's not too bad once you've tweaked it down a bit. And enable Solaris regrade parity. Now, this is what I tried enabling on Unreal Tournament 2004, but it wouldn't work. I wonder if it'll work here because we're running in DirectX 11. So recompiling. Oh. So in order for that to work, we need to switch around Solaris and regrade. So maybe the Solaris is meant to go before regrade then. It seems to freeze the image completely until the other one's switched on. Let's see what the image quality looks like between them. So here's with the regrade and Solaris image parity off. And here's with the Solaris regrade parity on. I'll have to check while editing and let me know if you see much difference there. It doesn't look too different to me, just testing it here. It might look a little bit better. Let's just keep that on because it will keep them aligned. And yeah, we just have the DLC sharpen strength there at 740, which is quite high. So I can't tell if I like Solaris before or after regrade better. Before regrade, there's a lot less that sort of haze in the lighting. And I quite like that haze in the lighting, but maybe it's not a good thing. I think it just makes the stars look better when you have that extra haze in there. Yeah, it just gives a bit more depth to the scene, almost like there's some sort of volumetric fog and lighting going on. So for now, I'll actually leave Solaris after regrade and leave that parity off. Let's not spend too much time further tweaking on that. Just do another comparison in this hallway. Oh man. The map here that I got off of a map pack, and this also has some custom textures, I believe, that I downloaded from the Unreal HD Textures website. And yeah, it looks pretty good, and you can even see the frame rate dropping and stuttering there. I think probably these textures are so high res that, yeah, it's probably having quite a bit of an effect on the engine. Look at that. Oh my god. And again, this is all with the extra reshade stuff. So if we turn it off, looks a hell of a lot more plain, but still looks really good though. Then back on. See, look at the haziness of that lighting from Solaris. Screen space reflections there. Really obvious that it's screen space there as they disappear off when the things they're reflecting come off the screen, but still looks good, especially in that ice. Oh, now this looks cool. Turn the effect off. And then back on. The effect it has on stone textures is just so good, and wood textures as well. Oh, now this looks real cool. Effect off. And back on. That's a hell of a difference. The DLC sharpening there on that wood texture is showing off some of the issues with that texture there. I think the issues are present with the texture anyway and kind of unavoidable. You can see the shimmering there just a little bit, but when you turn on the DLC sharpening, the shimmering becomes a lot more apparent. But I don't think there's much that can be done about that, and it's not really that noticeable, so it's not too much of an issue. Oh man, this hallway. Effect off. And effect on. Oh man, I think that looks great. Oh, got some boxes here that have been hit by the tessellation. I need to exclude those objects from the tessellator. There is a Tessellation.cfg that comes with the DirectX 11 renderer that you can use to exclude items from the tessellator. The HD Weapons, for example. I will get that CFG posted in a paste bin as well and have that in the description. And all you have to do is paste the contents of that into your own Tessellation CFG that was put there by DirectX 11. I'll just have to find out, like I said, what the name of these objects R and apply that to them as well. Let's turn the effect off. And then back on. And it looks pretty bright down here, but even with the effect off, it's still pretty bright anyway. So that's just a normal part of the map. And again, we see the depth of field there, slightly affecting the HUD there, but never mind. Yeah, that bouquet effect on the flames in the background there. Oh man, looks so good. I love that visual effect. And with the SSR reflections on the floor, everything else, fantastic. And again, when we turn it all off, and then back on, yeah, really nice. What I have here is Frag. Let's go in. I've never actually tried this map before, but it does look very cool. Wow, look at this. Big old screens. Look at the difference the effect makes there. Again, it just seems to make the game engine look a lot more advanced by a good few years. Man. Oh, it looks like I've got some L cars here. That's cool. Some nice computer panels. Oh, greatly enhanced by Reshade there. Wow, look at that. Okay, we've got to get to the top of the ship. Oh yeah, here we go. Ooh. That looks pretty sweet. And the effect off. Oh man, the difference. And back on. Now that's cool. Look at that. That is, oof. Effect off. And on. Oh man, this is mesmerizing. Wow. What a great map. And of course all those stars going by, or particles going by, are greatly enhanced by all the reshade. In fact, we can explore around with the Redeemer here. It's like the dorsal structure of the Pillar of Autumn. Excellent. Let's take the Redeemer out to the back of the ship. Whoa, man, that's cool. Let's try not to hit the edge of the map. Look at the engines on that. Woohoo! Spin it around. Turn the effect off. And then on. Oh yeah. Oh man. Oof. What a fantastic map. There's so many maps I have. So many I've just not seen. The DirectX 11 screen space reflections there, just making everything look great. Ah, the reflection on the ground as well. Here we have a Star Trek Voyager map, just to continue on the theme. Oh man, this is cool. This is cool. Okay, how have I not played this before? This has got to be low gravity, yep. Oh, nice echo in the background there as well. Jump pad? Yep. Wow. This map is...
The Vulcan brain never ceases to amaze me.
The new configuration is stable. It will simply look like a computer malfunction.
What? This map is awesome! How have I never played this before? Seriously, how have I never played this map? Wow, can you actually go inside this ship? Are you kidding me? This map is amazing. You can look into the bridge.
Prepare the ship for landing.
Captain, I think I should tell you I've never actually landed a starship before.
the music and the random quotes in the background.
Initiate the self-destruct. Red alert!
Oh, why doesn't the door open? Why can't you go inside? This is awesome though. Look at that skybox as well. The ambient music. The skybox. Oh, this is going to be one of the maps I frequently use now. Let's turn that effect off. Oh, you can see the square around the Earth there. And the Solaris stuff hides it quite nicely. Look at the depth it adds to that skybox. That makes it almost look 3D. It looks quite clearly... Oh, even then it looks pretty good, even without reshade. Even though it's just 2D. But when you add in the extra effects, it looks even more 3D. And the random Borg sphere flying around. Oh man, this is great. Wow, whoever made this map is a genius. What's the name of the map? Oh, and the echo as well. Resistance is Wutal by Frag and Bragg. Okay, if you're watching this, then you have done a fantastic job. This map is incredible. It's just a shame you can't go inside Voyager itself. Borg Queen there, played by Alice Krieg. Oh man. Oh, is that the Borg Queen played by... Is that Alice Krieg there? And then the Susanna Thompson Borg Queen there. Oh, that's a nice touch. This is awesome. And look how much reshade enhances the whole thing. God damn. Oh man, that's so good. Although, yeah, Alice Krieg was in Endgame, wasn't she? So yeah, that'll be Alice Krieg. Wow. Yep. This is like nostalgia overdrive. I'm telling you. 90s nostalgia overdrive. You've got Star Trek Voyager and Unreal Tournament at the same time. Oh, like I said, it's just a shame. It's just a shame you can't go inside the ship. This is just heaven, this is.
Resistance is futile.
It's got the cutest quotes.
Human. We used to be exactly like them.
First contact quotes.
Organic. But we evolved to include the synthetic. Now we use both to attain perfection. Your goals should be the same as ours.
Okay, I need to mess around with this map to get a thumbnail, and then I need to make myself move on from this map, otherwise this video will spend forever here. Okay, so we're on spectator mode here. This is reshade on, and then reshade off. Then back on. And here we have another map that I don't think I've played before either, called Final Face. Now, on first look, it actually looks pretty damn good. The redesign of the towers here looks fantastic, and if we switch between reshade on and off, you can see space and the towers look really good with those extra effects. But then there's a little something extra. Portals here, making a fake Hall of Mirrors, which is just really cool. And then the coolest bit here is, again, another use of portals where it leads out to the above part, seamlessly leads out to the above part with the Redeemer. Like, that is so seamless. It's just a bit of a lighting change suddenly as you go through it. I don't think Unreal Tournament gets enough credit for its use of portals like this. And then again, out to the top here, and out there as well. It's just so good. Seamless. Again, just another reason why it deserves to live forever. And yes, I am still mad that Epic have removed it from all stores. Unless I've missed something, they haven't announced anything about a remake or a remaster or anything like that. So I'm going to keep making these videos to show that people's interest in Unreal Tournament is still very much alive. Right, let's put some bots in this. Oh, he's gotten a bit confused. He sort of phased in and out of reality and then gave up. Here we go. Let's take the Redeemer for a ride. Underneath and up. Pull it around, pull it around. Oh I wonder what that is. That looks like a little extra thing. And then we come in. And boom. Look, the flag flew right off. Yeah, look, what's this? What is that? Oh, I don't know what that is, but I want it. Big keg of health. Oh, it's great. It looks so good. Whoa, don't run off the edge. Flag. Oh, yes. Let's turn the reshade off for a bit. Oh, man, look at the difference. Look at the difference. And it still looks good. It's still Unreal Tournament, but there's something about all that extra reshade processing that just... boom. Gives it that extra... makes it even more like Unreal Tournament. It's a great way to get all those graphical enhancements without losing the original 99 feel. Oh, yes. I think you need jump boots to get up there. There's only one way to find out what that weapon is. Low gravity and jump match. What the heck? Is that even a pickup? What is it? Okay. It's not, it's, what is that? Oh. It's not even, I thought it was like a, okay. It's not a weapon. It's not a weapon. Okay, next map. We'll finish off on for this configuration is Castle Wootenstein by Sabbath Cat. We'll start off with no bots. I just think because this map has such a nice color palette, the, you know, oranges and blues, looks very, very nice together. So if we turn the reshade effect off, Jesus, and then back on. And with all those enhancements, just makes it look even better. God, those weapon models are so nice as well. I could just spend all day and just make like a 10-hour-long video on this kind of thing. But what we'll do is we'll finish it off with a proper CTF match with maximum bots. Whoa! Oh, man. Oh, that's awesome. I've also got the mutator on for random coloured armors. That's why you see red, gold, green armors all around. It's a really cool addition to the HD skins mod. Oh boy. Oh boy. Whoa! Oh, this can get confusing very easily. Are we winning? Yes, we're winning. I've somehow managed to get completely confused, which is quite funny. Whoa. There we go. That was a quick match. Oh yes, look at that. Awesome. Alrighty, so that was Unreal Tournament with even more reshade on it. I know I've done quite a lot of videos on reshade and Unreal Tournament, but reshade keeps getting better. The mods for Unreal Tournament keep getting better. Adding in Solaris and Regrade. Oh man, it looks fantastic. It's so good. It looks so nice. Again, if we turn off that reshade and then back on. Oh man. So we're going to pretty much look at another map just quickly here as I do the outro, because it looks so good. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Again, please do note that the Unreal Tournament games are being removed from all stores. They're no longer on Steam. They're no longer on GOG. You've already purchased them on Steam or GOG. You can still download them, but I don't know how long for. I don't know, I don't know when or if Epic are going to prevent even purchased ones being downloaded and just completely remove it from Steam and GOG. Okay, that is just awesome. Look at that rain up there. I've never noticed that before on this map. That is awesome. Yeah, so, and they are definitely removing Unreal Tournament 4 from the Epic Store, and I think even if you already have that, it will be gone forever. There is another way to play it. You can save the files outside of the Epic Store and use something called UT4UU as another launcher. There'll be a link in the description to that as well, so you can keep the games alive. And yeah, it sucks, so I'm going to keep making a few more Unreal Tournament videos. I'm going to update a few of my other ones, play a bit more Unreal, update some of the other games with these new reshade settings that I found. Then we will move on to some other games over the course of the year. Hopefully we're doing a video on Stalker 2. There'll definitely be loads of videos on tech projects coming up. Keep an eye out for those. I hope everyone's having a good new year. Hope you're all safe, and I will see you in the next video.